All right, shalom, shalom. The Hebrew Israelites coming out here day in and day out to prophesy the downfall of America, which is modern day Babylon, spiritual Sodom and Egypt. An uprising of the hopeful elect, which consists of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. God chosen to do this work. You know, we're gonna give all praises foremost to Yahweh. Rakata Yahweh, Rakata Yahweh, double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops that rule well. Much I'll take to the brothers, teach the word for the hopeful elect, so we elect on site will. To the hopeful extended elect, the multitude, shalom, blessings, men, women, and children. You know, we're gonna get into the image of the beast and various topics. You know, we're gonna start with Revelation 14 and go from there. Hopefully, it's edifying. Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast.
Yeah, the beast is NATO EU. You know, NATO being North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which represents the military of the beast, and EU, European Union, represents the economic. You got all those different parts of the European Union, and contributed to making up the beast. And we're in his system right now. We're not of it, but we're under it. Go ahead.
And his image.
And it talks about like an image with the statue of Daniel, which goes into basically all our captivities. Babylonian, Persian, the Medes, the Greeks, the Romans were in the last leg of Rome. And Rome is being divided. You know, it has been divided even during the time of the Brexit, which was not too long ago. Britain exiting, the European Union, so to speak. UK, So Most High was breaking all that up. So now we're in the iron and miry clay. And he's about to, and if you read about that, if Most High we'll get it later. But, the stone that was cut out, it was Yahweh Shai, he smite the image. So the Most High is going to smite all these nations. And really, it's a body of those nations, of power of those nations right here in America. That's why this is the last leg of Rome. That's why we say modern Babylon. That's why we say, spiritual Sodom and Egypt. That's why we say, their kingdom, the Edomite kingdoms, really started with the Greek Empire onto the Roman Empire, and this is the last leg of Rome. Go ahead.
And receive his mark in his forehead.
You know that to be the MOTB, RFID. Now this RFID and the MOTB, it correlates, of course, it correlates with the body and the image of the beast. Like IUIC, they went off on the image saying that says your boy shit. The image, if you go to that word imagination, image is in there. It's an imagination of things, his system, imagination of how he set up his economic, his military, systematic empire, so to speak.
And that makes perfect sense that it would be that, because you ain't gonna go to the store with a picture of JC to get some food, man. Yeah. That don't make no sense. That doesn't make no sense. When you look up that word, mark, in Greek it means karagma. It's an incision. That word forehead is metaton. It means it between the eyelids, man. It's something physical. Yeah. It's not a picture, man. It's deeper than that.
Well, even when Yahweh Shai put the Israelites in slavery, the Most High, he physically put us in chains. We had a yoke of iron upon our neck, and we went into branding. He could have done it another way. If it was spiritually, he could have done it a spiritual way. But he actually put us in physical chains. So that's the same thing. He, for the control of everything, he want to put a physical mark upon us, man. Go ahead.
Or in his hand.
And it says, and when it reiterates that in Revelation, it says hands too, so you can get it in your right hand or left hand. Like Apostle say, over there on the other side, they get it on their other hand.
Because they drive on the left side of everything else is backwards. it really is forwards. This place is backwards. You know?
Yeah. No, they drive on the right hand.
No, that's right. Yeah, we drive on the left hand. They drive on the right. And that makes sense because, you know.
Right to left. You know?
Yeah.
Everything was set up that way. Like when we do Hebrew, we do from right to left.
Because we come from the east.
So, yeah, basically this place is backwards. It's upside down. You know? So, is that it? I don't got more there.
That's it, basically.
Yeah. So we going into the image, man. This whole system was set up, even the schools, the education, and the churches was all narrated and set up as a systematic. You know, we go into that. Not right now. It's very systematic. You got to work. You know, when they changed the agriculture to industrial. You know, that was a design. All these buildings, it was designed, the whole economic system. The digital age that we're in was designed by them. What did it say? They search out a diligent search. Now, this is to keep us enslaved also. Well, mainly to keep us enslaved. Just like when they let us start having so-called freedom and rights, they allowed us to, well, you know, they put us in slums and ghettos. That was designed. Projects. It's a project for a reason. Let's see if these niggas, and if they do, if these niggas decide to come out of the ghettos that we put them in, then we're gonna keep them back, bomb them, whatever we have to do, and think of another method to come to enslave them more. But all this is physical enslavement, man. Go ahead.
This is Psalms chapter 64, verse 6. They search out iniquities.
Go before that, it's it, maybe.
Verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
Go before. Let me see. You on verse 5? Let's go to 1.
This is Psalms chapter 64, verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy.
Yep. As they are enemies, they were sent against us. You know? And they were sent against us so we can serve bondage for bondmen and bondwomen. And no man shall buy us. So we came over here in slave ships, man. That was a design. Gonna have these niggas working in the field, you know, free, you know, without pay, beat them down, whip them, get them in order. And then after a while, the first schools we started going to was right in their homes and shit. Started learning from them. But like I said, when we are learning in the fields of the agriculture, they cut off the farming markets, man. You know, so we wouldn't be able to farm because that was our part of the agriculture that was growing amongst Jake's. But he made sure he destroyed that. Our vineyards, our fields. So now we have to depend on them in a way to where we you know, these companies and all that got to wear a McDonald's uniform, you know, Popeye's uniform, you know. All this independent shit that Jake is doing on the internet, all they had to do is do a blackout, and Jake won't recover from that. They'll, you know, just unplug the shit. Go ahead.
Verse 2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
Yeah, they got a secret counsel, and that's what they do in those secret councils. They talk, what's the next strategy against these Negroes, Latino and Native Americans? What can we do to make sure they stay down? You know, psychological measures, but still, they have the cops out there as a police forces, and they'll actually put your ass in prison. And it don't have to be for no reason, really. I mean, who got time to fight courts and all that? Some Jakes do, but not too many. As long as we don't rise as a nation, they don't care. They you know, the rest of Jake gets swallowed up. You know. And then some Jakes, I mean, Jakes be like, well, I'm gonna make it out of the ghetto. I'm gonna make it out of this. But yeah, that's a few of them. But as a nation, they ain't gonna let that happen. What did it say in the scriptures? Most High deals with nations and nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. It didn't say one. We ain't gonna. watch a fight between Trump and one of our, yeah, but I'm talking about an Israelite, Trump and an Israelite, and then say, well, know, Israelite beat his ass, but we still ain't free. You know, go ahead, but that's an example too. It could like nations, they ain't gonna watch Putin and Trump. Hey, if Putin beat Trump's ass, he might just Trump get emotional, drop the bomb on him and shit. You know, but yeah, that's just an example of how far that we're low, man. But with this truth, where we become strong again, and the Most High's word become so to speak, God's again. As long as we do well with the Most High, go ahead.
From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Yeah, they're the workers of iniquity, man. They work up on their bed. I think it might say that in the next one, or it might say that in another scripture. But they work up on their beds. Go ahead.
Verse 3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows. Yep. Even bitter words.
Even bitter words, man. So, you do have jurisdiction and legislation system, things that are into law, documentation from law, and they use those words against you. Even going into these draconian laws, they use that against you. Their education, they use against us. It says in the Apocryphal, we're against the transgression of his education, man. Because everything he comes in education means to draw from within, like the apostles say. And people don't even know what true education is. It's from within. So they have these thoughts and these ideas and these that they want to they put into play. It's not an opinion when it comes to government. It's just what it says. These Americans got an opinion, but the government don't have an opinion. He just put anything into play when he wants to. Trump don't vote. It's whatever they say the people got to do. So there is no opinion, man. Like people are, that's your opinion. Go ahead.
Verse 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
At the perfect, which are the Israelites, the saints. And they do that in all dynamics of life, the methods that they put out there. Like it says, you easily drop a drug bomb in the ghetto neighborhoods, and if Jake ain't got no money, he's gonna start selling. Because that's a quick come up. It takes Jake a long time to come up in this society, man. Because they'll break you back down. And like I said, you can walk the street, a grown man walk the street, they say Jake walking and give you a ticket. Jake is like already in the hole with other stuff. And they like, I can't pay this. Then they double it and then they triple it. We'll say we're gonna get that next scripture, unrighteous decrees. These devils are spewing unrighteous decrees, man. You got the whole system against you when you go to court. They're like the state versus whatever your name is. If you go into a federal, that's really your ass. They send it, handing out sentences like sandwiches, man. Hey, you get 50 years, you get 40, 30 years. They'll try a 12-year-old in the door they had before. Yeah, but they say everything is all aged out here. No, that's the age of limitation of law. The age limit is but they didn't try the 12-year-old as an adult, man. And they didn't even bypass it. They didn't even. That was a mistake. He's a kid. They dumb our people down here, man, on purpose. That's why niggas don't have no knowledge today, man. They like, I don't know what Trump be doing. I don't care. Smoke a blunt. Long as he pay my bill. He's a fucking asshole, man. A criminal. Go ahead.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
And they fear not, man. That's it on that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter.
Yeah, they encourage themselves, man. Like, this is really working, and this has really come to pass, and things are really looking up for us, They like when all hell break, when all things fail, they say turn them. They got emergency lights and all that. When the lights go out, they got emergency lights. When the system failed, they got the MOTB. They got like it's something to bounce back on. If the people get corrupt and evil, we got we'll send in the martial guards, the martial law people. We'll break them down. We'll bomb certain areas. Some of them sleeper cells is America's own people, man. To make the people fear. Go ahead.
They commune of laying snares privately.
Yep, they commune of laying snares privately, man. That's what this harlot does. It says a woman is a heart is full of snares. A woman, this harlot is based off the ideology and the worship of women, man. That's why you see them always in this system coming up. They're in the Congress seats. They're in the cabinets, the White House. They making decisions. Some of them are mayors. That ain't supposed to be. You ain't supposed to have a woman among your congregation making up rules and laws and all that. You got anything to say about anything?
Yeah, just like Trump, he just fired Pam Bondi as the Attorney General, and he put a man in instead, the same one that defended him in that criminal investigation with the thing dealing with Epstein, man. This is what happened when you try to put a woman in a seat of rulership, in a seat of judgment, man. Yeah. No judgment goes forth correctly, man. And that's the same way with these Edomites, man. Yeah. That's why I said in that day that Esau shall be as women. The men of Egypt shall be as women, man. Because they don't know how to judge, man. It's way deeper than just acting like got some booty shorts on. It's talking about like you don't got no understanding of judgment. That's how a woman is, man. A woman's not supposed to be judging out here, man. And soon you're going to find that out. You're going to find it out the hard way, man.
And then you got them nations, them heathens getting put into certain places in office and shit. Exercising their booty and shit, man. Them heathens ain't shit, bro. Them heathens ain't nothing. Most High said they spittle and less than nothing, man. But they the ones that, like we said, your dentists, your the ones that take care of your taxes or whatever. Your court, your public defenders, your lawyers and shit, Moab and East Indians, they come into your neighborhoods and shit and make money off of you and all that. And that's why they going down too. All these nations are going down, man. And so go ahead. When y'all touch the elect, man, hopeful elect, that's y'all's demon asses, man. Y'all could play butt boys, with all these other nations and with yourselves and all that. Coming over here, allowing Afghanistan to have rights and helping them. Yet Negroes Latinos been in this place since almost, before y'all were even here, man. Go ahead.
They shall say, who shall see them?
Yeah, because they do things in secret. The Most High saw your ass. That's why everything is exposed on your ass. Now they want to play it and laugh it off when they get caught, and all these things come out on their yeah. But we don't care. People know we the Illuminati now, and they, then they start killing people, murdering people. Everybody know, in those, celebrity places, those high places. Most High gonna destroy your demon asses, man. You fuck boys, man. Because you will have them acting like they boasting themselves to be a nation, a powerful nation, but they doing all this. They allowing bestiality. They allowing sodomy and shit, man. Somebody was on the comment board.
Yeah, it was brother from Idaho. He just put a scripture.
Shalom. To the brothers and few sisters who come tuning in. We'll eventually get your scripture. Go ahead.
Verse 6, they search out iniquities.
They search out iniquities. You know, and how did it say we fell by the iniquity? Israel, thou has fallen by the iniquity. So Most High don't like iniquity, man. Especially it said with these devils. He said he's angry with the wicked every day. But he got a special judgment for the wicked. That's why they went down here. You know, it's a process of things that happen. Prophecy got to take place. Most High is big on prophecy. You got to line up and have his proper, you know, what did it say? Their sins reached into heaven. Like in Most High, he judges on the magnitude of things. Even back then in days of Noah, he said, men has their heart is continually wicked. I got to destroy their ass. So people got to see that. We witnessing that this place is done. It can't go back. It was never moral, but Jake is done. 2/3 is done. You can't go back to your moral state. You got to be destroyed
because they lack accountability, man. That's why you see them putting women in a high position because they know women. You know, when we're not talking about every woman, we're talking about wicked women. They will never hold themselves accountable for what they do, man. That's why you seeing them doing this kind of stuff, man. That's why you see the men are in the same stature, man.
Yeah, that's
and my brother's keeper kind of mindset, man. Yeah. No accountability for being there for your people, man.
That's why it says he didn't consider the latter end, man. Like nobody's considered the latter end of judgment. Like it's you know that script that saying it's you know it says you know how what they say when you have fun, time flies when you having fun. They just getting into they new world order like they fun and it's gonna end. That's why I said the triumph of the wicked is short, man. But they have lived wickedly for a long ass time, man. They don't understand that they ain't same Romans that were back in that crucified Yahushua, man. You lived your days out, man. You've been ruling ever since the Greek Empire, man. It's over for your ass. Go ahead.
They accomplish a diligent search.
Yeah, they diligently seek it. Even in slavery, some as much as you didn't think anything was advanced, they was diligently setting shit up, man. I mean, diligently setting shit up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why you had the slave market. You like, well, what we gonna put it? Well, yeah, what's the warrant out for this slave that escaped? Well, we put it. Anybody can find Buckle Ben or whatever. We get a $250 reward. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, you know, they'll go to the thousands and $1 million reward or something. So it's a marketing system.
That's how Esau got it, man. Like, if you wanted to hope for elect, he got you on a billboard somewhere, man. They trying to figure out everything that you like, man. And it said they accomplished a diligent search. So Esau know everything that make you fuck up, man. Everything that's around you, hey, it say you will sin among sheep among the wolves, man. So everything you see, Esau done set that up, man, for you to get caught in a trap, man. Yeah. Everything, man.
And we said that. We said about these confined places, these 15-minute cities. Every ghetto or the 15-minute cities is like there's a fast food place over there. Fast food place. No, you got to travel out to get to a good eating place or a health food store. You know, there's a liquor store right here, fast food place right here. You can get your blunts right here. You know, you got one of those Moab stores and all that. You got your blunts right here. You got the liquor right there. You got your gangbanging clothes right there. You're like, what's going on and shit?
But now they got it, like Saquon said, the 15-minute cities is starting to pop out, man. Yep. Like right down the street, you can get dental care, eye care. You got 100 different places to eat. You got Aldi's. You got the big Walmart. You got the small Walmart down the street. You got the apartments around there. You want to live over there. They got Slim Chicken. They got damn liquor store.
The food is within your apartment complex.
They got a workout. They got a place you go work out right there.
That's why when they build building these mega apartments, you ain't have to go nowhere. You're gonna have a pool in there, a workout gym in there. You're gonna have they might have a restaurant within these apartment complex. Jake gonna really think he's the shit They have a restaurant in the apartment complex. You know, but they, like you said, they like Costco's, Super Center, Walmart. A lot of, I think, lately a lot of Walmart's closed. What you gonna? They gonna start just building Super Center Walmart. You know, and they gonna have everybody in those Super Center Walmart. So if they announce anything that okay, everybody here at Walmart, you know, thank you for shopping, but you know, it just announced on the news, and everybody gonna hear that shit because everybody is in one place. So they building mega markets, man. You know, ain't no more. A mom and pop stores. There ain't gonna be too many of those. They're gonna be swallowed up by the bigger company. It says what a rapper said: "Big bang, take a little bang." Hold on. Shut up. Yeah, it's affecting your phone. That plant.
It's still low.
Yeah, I know. That's why it was easier over there.
I just like having it sideways, but I do a little bit different.
All right, we did it sideways last time.
I'm just saying, like, do it like, yeah, we had to flip it like that. Yeah, that's good. It's a little bit better now. I shouldn't work. That's what. Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they building super centers, man, and mega places. So that's within those 15-minute cities. You go outside those 15-minute cities, they're gonna be like, where you traveling to? Where's your pass for your new ID? Because that new ID and those new systematic identification is really starting with the military men and all that, starting with the government type of people. But it's gonna trickle down to the people. So it's gonna be a federal system, man. Really governmental federal system. Go ahead.
Verse 5, they encourage themselves in the evil matter.
Yep.
They commune of laying snares privately.
Yep.
They say, who shall see them? Verse 6.
But the angels are seeing their asses, man. Angels are watching you devils' asses, man. That's what's shallow about men. That's why I said, how can the asses be proud? How can men be proud, man? Because you don't know the spiritual world, man. You don't know it's angels around watching your ass, you're ready to destroy your ass. You don't know it's evil angels sent among you, the Most High sin upon your ass. What it says, his eyes is on the sinful kingdom, man. So these devils take it for granted because they're carnal men. They be like, ain't nobody seeing us. Angels can go through anything. They can go through, see through walls and all that. They got high spiritual powers, man. Go ahead.
Verse 6, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
It's deep, man. They do it. That's why they be like every day. They have scientists. They have soothsayers. You know, they have different levels of offices. You got president, you got mayor, you got cabinet, you got officials, army, cadet, whatever, cadet soldiers. You got, Jake don't have no kind of order like that, man.
And it says every one of them. So even you out there that's just you watchers and you believe in the truth, man, they watching you, man.
Yeah.
They watching your every move, man.
Yeah. Like
everything you do.
You said like the Jake that goes in the neighborhoods, he's selling drugs and you know, you could pull up mini what do you call it? You could go to a YouTube video and say how we were in the 90s and 80s and all that, and it pull up. You think it kept camera work all those years and shit? Oh, secretly, this is from the 80s. It's damn, intelligent men that's set up to watch us and record us and do those type of things, like Truman Show. They was watching him since he was a baby and shit. The Matrix, when he showed all those monitors, Neo grew up where he was born and shit. He was cussing the system out and giving them fingers and shit. They got us on that too. We might have to go on some of these camps, where however it play out, and they put your ass, ain't this you? Fuck America, up yours, America. America gonna die and shit. They gonna put you and make you feel guilty. And, that's you, huh?
It is fucking us, man. Fuck this place.
Yep, because they evil as hell, yeah. And that's why they put a mouth on. They put a tape on Jake's mouth when he's in court, because he'll come out here and tell their asses, about themselves, man. They don't want us to speak. It says Most High speak through his prophets by the mouth of his prophets. They want our mouth stopped. Because all this little shit, like Arsenio Hall said, that quit shooting that little shit, all this jaywalking and shit and getting arrested for these tickets and shit, that ain't shit, man. Let's talk about this World War III. Talk about this America, what she got her ass into with these nations, because they looking at your ass ready to destroy your ass, man. We ain't got no weapons and shit, man. But these other nations they'll bomb your ass, man. When America want to talk negotiations when it's time for that, but they'll lock a nigga up quick because they got that might. But talk shit against these other nations, man. They wagging their tail and playing booty games behind closed doors, like, yeah, we talk to China, yeah, China be like, yeah, what the fuck you said? Off camera, they be like, hey, we can go with it. You know how we are. You invested in our country. We're talking about, those other, man, your ass is caught, man.
This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. That's what they're doing, man. Unrighteous decrees and draconian laws. And that's our testament too. Because the Israel 2/3 think they badass. So the Most High going, okay. Wait until you face these draconian laws and shit. Oh, nigga, you out too late. Nigga, it's 10 o'clock. Where you going? Well, I got a job. How am I going to find another job? The thing is 10 o'clock. We're going to keep you out, pulling your ass over, giving you a ticket. Now you got $5,000 worth of tickets because I can't do nothing else. I got to go to work. Well, we'll design a job to where everybody is in. You got to have a little car with a little, no, fuck that, MOTB. So we can track so we won't have to pull you over. We know you work at Walmart. We know you work at, Best Buy and all that, because it's in the system. They don't even have to pull your ass over no more. They just scan your ass and be like, all right, you good. Because you're in the system, man. Go ahead.
And that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
That right grievousness they have prescribed. Like Minority Report. Well, shit, we just had another bombing, and it was an insider, like Timothy McVeigh, we always say. Well, so we won't have that happen anymore. Let them put this this chip in you, so we can read your thoughts, so we can come get your ass before the bombing happens. American citizens be like, that's a good idea. A woman would definitely think it's a good idea. I was about to get raped on this man, but luckily I had my chip. Now they can read his thoughts about how he's being aroused by me. I'm not his wife. So this man is creepy. So I want him arrested. It says on my chip that he's an aggressor. He has past convictions. It looked like Issachar driving. He's just playing, man. He's probably cheering us on. You never know. We all talked about that. You gotta be able to discern these spirits, man, too. A lot of aggressors, they could get changed. Most I could change them into your friends and shit. You never know how shit is gonna go, man. You gotta let the Most High work. A lot of cops, they go, fuck this, man. I hate getting cops. He's all getting roused up in the car and shit. Fuck this. And then he gets shot and shit. Well, the cop was like, I was just gonna ask for his ID. That's all. I mean, I was gonna let him go. Go ahead. But that's the system, Jake. It got Jake going crazy, man. Go ahead.
Verse 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment.
Yep, the needy from judgment. You know, and there's no true, like we said, there's no true court system, real true court procedures in Jake's neighborhood among Jakes. These demon ass fuck boys, they emotional too. He's black, he's a nigger. I'm tired of these. Send him, put him in. We don't judge people by their skin color, man. We judge by the content of their character. Martin Luther King got that from the Bible, man. That wasn't his own words. Like we said, everything that they do, they get it from the Bible. They may twist it, you know, a lot, but it comes from the Bible. You just got to spit out the bones and, you know, see through the bullshit. Go ahead.
And to take away the right from the poor of my people.
The right from the poor of my people. I ain't talking about no Africans over there in Zimbabwe and all that. And you know. What's the scripture did that brother have?
Proverbs 28, verse 5.
Yeah, go ahead and read that.
This is Proverbs chapter 28, verse 5. Men understand not judgment.
Yeah, they don't understand judgment. They'll judge the wrong way. They don't even know why America's gonna get judged. I don't understand that. Like, America got fucking, you know what they do? America is a down dirty harlot, man. You know, she had Negroes hanging on trees all over this place, man. You know, she had Negroes working in the cotton fields, sugar cane fields, and working free labor. That ain't true. That's not a true leader, a true kingship right there. Solomon even said that. He said, I ain't gonna use my people as bondmen and bondwomen. They're gonna be servants. So if you work, let's say like you got a job, like we said, and you get gold shekels at your job, you're gonna love that job, man. Or you get a job making. That's why a lot of these Jakes got comfortable. They got good jobs and shit. You work 30. You only work 5 hours a day, and you get paid $30 $40 an hour. That's what these lawyers get paid. That's what these doctors get paid. And it's not the grimiest job. They ain't in the pits and all that. They ain't in trenches and all that. They ain't in laborers' positions. They just, hey, you know, change the tooth every now and then. You know what I'm saying? They love their jobs. Dress up in suits and get to impress and all that. Impress the women and shit and get talked intelligently and all that. They love that. Love being lawyers and shit. So when we have these devils in slavery and we have these nations in slavery, they're going to have to report to us, man. We're going to be in the judgment seat. And we're going to love the judge they ask. You know, Most High loves judgment. It says that in the scriptures. He loves judgment, man. When America gets destroyed, Most High going to love it. Because it's judgment, man. It ain't just no emotional shit Most High is on. She rightly deserves to be judged, man. It said, what did it say? He going to judge the great whore? Go ahead.
But they that seek the Lord understand all things.
We understand all things, man. That's what I want to get judged by. Because if I get judged, then I'll be like, man, the man got logic. He's like I deserve that shit. We just say you do the crime, you got to pay the time. But a lot of Jakes ain't doing no criminal acts equivalent to what they get. It's a sin into death. You can't kill him, sentence a man to death for stealing a candy bar. But if he's what do you call it? What do they call it? A theft, kleptomaniac.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. He's like, I'm just a thief. You be like, well, let him be a thief, but let him be cast out because you can't trust nobody in that circle and shit. You know? But at least he's being that he told you he's a thief. You like, thank you, because I ain't gonna be around you. But those sneaky ass motherfuckers that's thieving and saying they're not thieves, that's the most high gonna get their ass. That's what America does. Oh, we're good guys, but they really be hating our people. They really be setting up traps for our people. What they say? They privately seek out the poor, man. Setting snares and nets, traps. Instead of that's like you seeing your family always drinking and you don't tell them about their drinking, then you accountable for that shit too. Says what it say? Warn the wicked, man. And then a family member be like, damn, I should have told him, man. I wasn't thinking. It was a dude, it was a fat comedian. I forget his name. He used to be on Def Comedy, with all them other comedians. I think his name was they called him Teddy or something like that. But he was fat and he always eating all that, and they showed him on camera eating and all that and bragging about it. And he had a heart attack, man. Nobody said he should have been telling him about his diet. Now if they did, they shouldn't feel guilty about that. Like, damn, I was telling him about it. He didn't listen to me. You can feel conscious free. You can feel guilty free. Man. Go ahead. That's why we warning even our family and all that. Because they gonna tell. You don't have to name. You know how Israel get down. You tell one person, and everybody gonna know about it. You don't have to warn everybody in the world. They see us on the YouTube. You done told a few people in your family, why is he never around? Because he's out there teaching the truth. They say he got the truth. He believe that the Israelite. So they gonna hear it. Go ahead. Like the apostles say, you don't have to travel to Africa and shit. The Western African people, so-called, they got YouTube too. You don't have to knock on everybody's door. You got the truth. I don't want to be judged. They come outside and know what's going on, man. Go ahead.
And to take away the right from the poor of my people.
Yep.
That the widows may be their prey, and that may rob the fatherless.
Yep, rob the fatherless. And you see when people go back by and shake their heads, well, it says in the scriptures, they're going to clap their hands and shake their head because they don't understand judgment and shit. They acting like, oh, yeah, we all need to love like the babies do and shit. The babies don't know nothing, man. That's why I said, we talked about that earlier. You don't give baby meat. You give them milk, man. So they don't know about the racism in the land. They don't know what America's doing. They barely can walk and shit. The adults is what you, and the Most High is it. That's why he said judgment is coming to the house of the Lord, because they know the truth. They're exercising the truth. They know better. And America know better. America, they read the Bible more than we have. They use it against us. Yeah.
Verse 3, and what will ye do in the day of visitation?
Yeah, what you gonna do when the Most High visits your ass, man? And you don't know what these devils are up to. Just like the brothers posted, like a 52-year-old was drafted and shit. That old law stuff and that old stuff that don't even matter no more. They'll do anything that they want to do, man.
And I was listening to the elder in New York. I'm one Gabar. He was saying that they were talking about it was fake. When they watched the video, they still heard about the MOTB. They heard about they heard about all that. So sometimes the Lord will set a trap like that too, where maybe it might not be something that's super credible and we say something about it, but then you done clicked it, because most people out here just want entertainment. And a lot of people scared, so they're clicking on that. You held accountable because you heard the minute the Lord tell you, man. And things have been risen when it comes to the draft. Like it's up to 42 now. I think you can volunteer. So, but what we saying is, if you don't really care about Yahweh Shai, hey man, anything can happen, man. You could be 60, he can send your ass up there, man. It don't fucking matter, man. If you're not gonna serve Yahweh Shem Shad, you're gonna serve this shit, man. You're gonna serve America. You're gonna serve Esau.
You can't serve two masters.
Yeah, man.
Jake trying to serve two masters. Well, you know, I believe in the truth, but you know, I will vote for Trump, and I still believe that America.
You do that then, because the Lord's gonna count you with them. You ain't gonna be with us. It said one body, one mind, one baptism. It's got to be the same mindset spread across the hopeful elect, man.
And Jake be like, you don't know me. We know you, man. You just like Jake like to party and bullshit. We know you. That's all y'all niggas like to do: smoke blunts, get pussy, and you know, and work for Esau to get that check, that cheese, that government cheese.
Yep.
You know y'all motto, man.
While that whole time you doing that, you know you're miserable, but you know what you got to do to be, accepted in His kingdom. You basically got to trim your ways. Yep. You got to say, I'm not really into all this, but I got to do it to make it. That's why we ain't prominent men here when it comes to the society, man, because we know what it leads to, man. Yep. It leads to your ass getting destroyed, man.
Yep. Go ahead.
And in the desolation which shall come from far.
Yep, the desolation.
The missiles, man.
Coming to for this place. And there's no way. America can't move out the way of a missile. That's why they got a missile defense system. You can't dodge a missile like you can dodge somebody swinging at you.
Hey, they said Tel Aviv over there in Israel had a missile defense system. Look at that shit. Yeah. They shit done got rained on, man. Yep. Y'all better stop. Listen, hey, if they had a missile defense system out here that worked, why the fuck they got all these bunkers, man?
Yep. And they getting lied to you too. They now they saying Tel Aviv that was hit. That was AI and all that.
Oh yeah, that's AI. That's over there talking about that. That's saying that's gossip. Yeah. Man, hey man, Iran and them ain't playing, man. They've been waiting to get them missiles to shoot them motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. You don't think they shooting them? Yep. Hey, they shooting them missiles.
And you know, it says the Arabs, Ishmael should be a wild man. Shit, Esau is wild, but Most High made Ishmael wild too.
Yep. The Arabians ain't no game, man.
It ain't no joke.
And they've been over there talking shit to them, calling them sand niggas and everything, man. Yep. Hey, you know they sending them missiles. Yep. You know they shooting them missiles, man. Yep. That's why Trump like, hey, you better do something in 5 days or else. Then that 5 days come, oh yeah, you get 5 more days. Yeah. Cause he know they ain't fucking playing, man. Yeah, when they ain't fucking playing. Yep.
When they had those suicidal bombers, America got scared. Like, oh shit, we can't even gather in places. They like, cause America ain't really built like that.
They ain't built like that no more, man.
Yep. And they'll murder other people, but them when it comes to themselves, they be trying to like, you know, like the Rothschild, they done had like 15, 20 open heart surgeries and shit, man. Like, shit, give it up, man. Your time is up. They trying to, what do you call it? Give this harlot an open heart surgery because she didn't have, you know, she's wobbling like, let me go. Like, she's still trying to go ahead.
To whom will ye flee for help?
Yeah, America ain't gonna be able to flee from help, man. And your system is rooted, it's grounded to where you can't pluck nothing up to try to behave yourself right or try to get yourself right with the Most High. You rooted in this shit, man. The good old American way, right? The banners fly. You know, the good old boys, the Dukes of Hazzard, partying and what do you say, rock star, to be a rock star, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That's America. That's the hardest way. But all that's coming to an end, man. You see, the celebrity world is falling. At Hollywood, the hills burning and shit. That was a prelude of America going burning up. A lot of them celebrities lost their homes and shit. That's what's coming to America. And Most High showed it in front of everybody. He put that on viral news. Go ahead.
And where will ye leave your glory?
Yeah, your glory is going to be put to shame, man. You know, your ass is showing, America. Your skirt has been lifted. Your goods is being shown. Like, you know when an old harlot and she's drunk on drugs. She's out in the middle of the street and she's left her dress up and showed you her snatch and shit. That's the naughty ass America. Y'all got to keep that motto. Y'all got to keep that energy with the Most High. Up yours, show a snatch and then you got to push the harlot like, what the fuck? She try to come at you, one of you, and act nasty and stick her tongue out. You like, get the fuck away from you, old demon harlot. That's America right now, man.
Fucking old hag.
Mm-hmm. All these up, but when she go to these other nations, she be like in a dress and shit, trying to act all civilized and shit. You're done, man. On both sides, man. Go ahead.
This is James chapter 4, verse 4. Ye adult.
Like you said, you have to have spiritual eyes. That's how we see America. But everybody else is beautiful. Two third Jake's like, man, it's America beautiful, man. I buy some land and shit. They start looking around. Hey, man, it's about to be destroyed, man. The seers see differently than these kuhans. I don't know what to call them. Shit, go ahead.
This is James chapter 4, verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that friendship of the world is enmity with Yahweh?
Friendship of the world is enmity with the most. So you friendship with this system, man. You get into the voting, and them old people will tell you, yeah, get there, I'll vote. They still sound like those freedom riders and shit. How are we free? Did that ever do anything? Voting and freedom riders, they wrote that shit for vanity, man. Jake's still struggling and shit. Even the Edomites are struggling and shit. You know when that's over when they struggle. Lawyers, they want every penny and shit. Banks closing and firms closing and market wavering and shit. Like the elders always say, this is supposed to be off gold and silver. It's supposed to, they got a fiat Federal Reserve notes. What the hell is that? You can burn that and with the haystack. But gold is purified. You burn gold, it burns impurities out, and it still remains gold. Go ahead.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High.
Enemy of the Most High, man. Like Yahweh Shai, he was in the world, but he wasn't of the world. We're in the world, but we're not of the world. We don't partake. We're not spent on a 2/3 ass ninja.
And like today, even today, most of these people out here doing Easter, man.
Yeah.
For their children and stuff. But the Esau even got to where most of them can't even celebrate their fake ass paganism shit. They at work right now. Yeah. Like, damn, man, why can't I go? It's supposed to be land of the free, home of the brave. Mm-hmm. No, your ass gotta go to work, man. Mm-hmm. Your ass gotta go to work too, man. Yeah. That's all we're telling you. Hey.
What comes after that? Mother's Day in May, Father's Day in June. And if you don't call your family on that particular day, your mother, your father, they're going to be like, what's up? You don't love your mother? So you going to base all Esau's shit on our relationship that I grew up with you, Mom. I'm your son.
Like, what about on just a regular day? I can't call you and say what's going on with you. I was checking up on you.
Yeah.
You ain't going to look at it as we care about you on that day, right? No, it's the same thing.
So we get it in a way. If you because we got a Passover. Like if you don't call off on that certain day and you don't keep it, we gonna be like, "What's up, brother?" But they know the truth, man, and they know we telling them that these days don't matter to the Most High. Go ahead. And that's when you think you resting from that. They burden you with their birthday. Well, it's my birthday. Damn. And then it's your auntie's birthday, and then it's your father, his brother's birthday. Everybody got a damn birthday. So this is a systematic world we live in, to where like that's what we said. They're systematic. They make, if it's Valentine's and you got a wife. You don't remember this is Valentine's Day? Oh shit. She's gonna be mad at you because you're supposed to be systematically on that. Or your anniversary of your your wedding. You know? They don't do that with the Most High Scriptures. Oh, today is the Sabbath. You know, gotta keep the day holy. Go ahead.
It's Revelation chapter 13.
But that's a court when you want to keep the Sabbath. But then they keeping Christmas, they keeping Thanksgiving, they keeping Valentine's Day, they keeping April Fool's Day, they keeping Saint Patrick's Day, whatever. They keeping all that shit, but they ain't in the court. You know what I'm saying? And Halloween is based on witches and warlocks and goons and goblins. It's just for fun. But let's just do this for fun. If I want to think it, well, let's have fun then. Like the apostles say, you gotta have fun with this thing. Well, let's have fun. Let's talk about war. Let's talk about the MOTB. Let's talk about property. Let's have fun. Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. That's America. Speaking at where it says spake as a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that it come in to the formation of this beastly system with the Republican and the Democrats.
Yep.
Two birds of one feather.
Yep.
And they speaking like a dragon, right?
Yep.
So after the Roman Empire, they speak, great things. Go ahead, you was gonna say something?
Yeah, Khan. Just like Taquan was saying, it's something that stuck with me that Taquan said was that horns is talking about power. That's why you got like a ram, its power is in the horns. Or when it talks about the red horse or the white horse, horsepower. It's talking about power. So that power system, you had the plebeians and the patricians in old Roman Empire with the Senate. So now you got the Republicans and the Democrat in the Senate. That goes back to draconian. The draconian laws, man. That means harsh laws, man. That's why I said in Isaiah 10, like we said earlier, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees. That's that draconian law system that we in captivity under, man.
And if you go back to Rome, they had a similar draconian type of system, man.
Yep.
So they, even when Nero was in office, man, he did some similar things, man, to where like, damn, that's why they had that civil war happen. That's why they had the Maccabean revolt, man. Because they was like, damn, the system was coming hard upon them, man.
So now we know when we're going back all the way back to old Rome, we know this is systematically designed, Jake.
Yep.
We know that this is systematically designed to keep Jake down, man. Verse 12, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him. Verse 12.
13, 12.
Back to Revelation 13, 12, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him.
We might as well start at 1.
This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
We'll go through them again. Rome, Greek, French, Britain, Germany Major, Germany Minor, and how much is that?
You didn't say the French. That was it.
The French.
Yep, that's it.
So, and that was a great part of those British colonies coming over here to colonize America. Those same people, man. These are these Edomite countries. Made up of NATO.
7 regions of the man. Yep. These different regions of the earth, man. Yep. Just like we said, the 10 horns, that's NATO, EU, Belgium, Spain, Italy, Portugal.
There's a greater part of that oppression too among the southern tribes was the French, Spain, French and Britain. That's why a lot of our people, even during the time of the Moors, they spoke Spanish.
Yep.
because they was affected by the Spanish Inquisition.
Yep.
That was in 1478.
Yep.
By Queen Elizabeth, Isabella and Queen Ferdinand. King Ferdinand.
Yep. Might as well be a queen.
Yeah. Yep.
And upon his horns 10 crowns.
When you tell Jake all this shit, they be like, what that guy do with a beat, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, man. Move on, man. Like Jake don't, that's why he said our people reject knowledge, most high gonna reject you and your children. Go ahead.
And upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
Go back again. I missed that.
And upon his horns 10 crowns.
Yeah, the horns, like the brother said, power. And 10 horns, right? What's it?
Yep.
Yeah, so you know, yep. you go into those 10 that turn into like 30, I think 31 or whatever. You know, you got the Netherlands, Spain, Portugal, Belgium, Luxembourg, whatever, all those places, man.
Mm-hmm.
Italy and all them.
Yep.
You know, back then it was the Visigoths, the Ostrogoths, the Vandals, the Burgundians.
Yep.
You know, all those. So they went into this, and then you have the G6, which was a format of those same type of setup.
Yep. Those heads coming basically to conspire with America to set up this systematic system, man.
Yeah.
But upon his heads,
somebody
the name of blasphemy.
GMS in his likeness. Y'all watch my shot about the all the brothers, few sisters tuning in. Go ahead.
Verse 2.
What was that again? The last part you just said.
And upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
Yeah. If you go into that too, it talks about 7 abominations within his heart. So you know, this is the place of blasphemy right in America. You know, they put themselves up instead of us. They say they the real Jews instead of us. They put the schools up instead of us. We don't learn nothing about ourselves, man, in this place.
And we know that word 7. We know that number 7 is completion. That means, yeah, he completely wicked, man. There's no way you come into repentance and being completely wicked at the same time. They opposite, man.
Nah.
Salvation is turned is tied into repentance, which means to return to your customs. What's the customs of Esau, even the so-called white man, man? What's the customs of this guy? Kill, steal, and destroy, man. Those are his customs. That's what they do.
John 10 and 10. And we know the makeup of Esau. It says he was soft, smooth as butter, but what was in his heart? You know, softer than oil that they draw sword. So we know he talks a good game. We know your game. Go ahead.
Verse 2.
That's why it says he cried bitterly. Though he cried bitterly with tears. He cried, you know, carefully with tears. He sought for it. There was no repentance because Most High knows he see beyond those tears.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like everybody gets sentimental when people cry and shit. His tears ain't gonna save him. Shit, when we got our ass whooped back then, and we cried like we was dying and shit, our parents like, look, hey, I'm gonna give you something to cry about. You start crying. You know, wipe those tears. You know, shit, you couldn't. So how much more wicked Esau, man? Go ahead.
Verse 2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard.
Yeah, it was like, because that's their foundation, really, kind of. Going back to the height of their power is the Roman Empire. The Greek Empire was established. Going back to Alexander the Greek, and after him came a wicked root out of him, which was Antiochus Epiphanes. So it got, you know, it got more burdensome and, you know, wicked root even after the Greek Empire. Go ahead.
And that's why by the time Paul came on the scene, most of our people were speaking Greek, man. Because that was the captivities that we were under.
Well, they asked Paul if he could, aren't thou the Egyptian, and can thou speak as Greek? Why would you ask an Egyptian if he speaks? Don't he speak African? Why would you ask him if he speaks Greek? That was a colonization of Alexander the Greek when he was captured Egypt. He said it became Alexandria, Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are called Alexandria.
Alexandria, just like today we call Americans.
Yep.
Same stuff, man. Same stuff.
Yep. You got to hear a couple of Israelites.
And his feet were as the feet of a bear.
Yep. And that goes into basic Russian Empire. I mean, Russia, because, you know, that's their strong standing opposition. Russia, you know?
Bear, man. There's something about Russia, man.
And they vowed that they would keep a vow that if any entity or any invasion, alien invasion, they would come together. So they still got that pact together. Though that Most High got them on the opposite ends, man. But the thing is, America's gonna be destroyed by that time. You know. Go ahead. Most High gonna get America on out the way. It's just gonna be these other nations left on the other side. Go ahead.
And his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
Yeah, Great Britain, because that's how they pretty much, you know, under the they even with colonize, even coming into the 48ers in Israel, it was established by a British mandate.
Yep, the 2 million soldiers came over there and basically funded them to be able to create, recreate the land of Israel for them.
Yep.
And when you even look at the flag of Great Britain, what has it got on it? It's a lion.
Yep.
Let's talk about Great Britain, man.
And the most, and what did the sometimes it got it has the lion with the eagle wings.
Yep, the griffin.
The griffin, but America exercised it in a different way too, subliminally, you know, because Israel, they claim the lion, you know, but America's in cahoots with the lion, so you got lion's wings right there. I mean, you know, like we said, this is spiritual Assyria, so let's exercise all those kingdoms within this right here.
Mm-hmm.
With this, and go ahead.
And the dragon gave him his power,
mm-hmm.
and his seat and great authority.
So the dragon is within the same as the Roman Empire, you know,
that spirit, man.
Yeah, that spirit. And what did it say? A beast more stout than his neighbor. You know. So we the 8 came out of the 7. So this is an established. This is a worldwide national establishment, extending from the British, and extending from the British colonies.
And that's why that timeline that the Lord gave Daniel was so important, man. It was for us to understand the timeline of history on how these Edomites rule the earth, man, and how even wicked kingdoms that like the Canaanites in that time, when they're Babylonians, ruled the earth. So we could know that when Esau was saying that he was the Babylonians and the Medo-Persian Empire and all, they like, it can't be all them motherfuckers. Look at all the people that's out here, man. There's other people in society. It can't just be them in the Bible, man. It's more than that.
Because after the Byzantine Empire, you know, you had the Ottoman Turks, and you had the effects of the Germanian tribes coming in. Then you had the Renaissance, which means rebirth. So they were kind of establishing, you know, the beast. The NATO didn't come into the 1949, I think. But you had them formulating the beast, like it was coming into play. There was prophecy coming to pass.
And you know that it wouldn't make no sense for Esau to have been back all in that time, because it said even with the Medo-Persian Empire, the Medes today, they don't resemble anything like the Medes in that time. It's 25-year gap. You know, because once Esau took over these other nations, he called, like I said in Psalms 49:11, he called lands after their own name, after his own names.
That's when the names changed.
Like
America. America was named after Amerigo Vespucci.
But Esau, he had to deceive the whole world, you know, to take that MOT. He had to make sure that we thought all the political or spiritual people and prophets in the Bible were them. That's why they didn't say, "Oh, we the Medes now, we the Greeks, we the Romans, we all that."
Remember, they used to say they were the Egyptians too.
We the Egyptians too.
Now they're saying, well, you know, the Africans, those are the Africans.
Because we know there's the Etruscans, which were Japhetic people. They were the first Romans, man. They were the first Romans. They weren't Edomites, man.
And Jake was the first Russian.
Yep.
Before it was called Russia.
Yep. That's why you had that movie. You always mention it. Black Panther when they was over there and they was in the mountains when they tried to go ask Jake for help.
Yep.
Up there.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Chada. What's his name in the Black Panther movie? Chadwick. Walter Chadwick, I think, but he played T'Challa or something like that.
Yep.
He went and he was his friend, or whatever. He wasn't really his friend, but he had to deal with him because Jake was dealing with each other.
The ally.
They was established in certain places. So read your history. We kind of ruled Russia up into the 1700s.
Yep.
So he was asking for help against the enemy, and he was in a throne, so to speak, like a physician. He was in a chair, and you see in the background it was snow and it was cold and it was a mountain. He was up in there in them regions. Russian regions.
And he was like, why should we come help you? Like, we doing good up here. Because Esau ain't got down there yet.
And he had like Apostle said, they were called barbarians. He had a barbarian garment.
Yep.
He had
Yep.
So
I'm telling you, man, they get all that stuff from the scriptures, man. They know what the truth is, man.
Yep. And then he came to celebrate. He actually came to help him, I think. But he came to celebrate with his people because you know that's Jerusalem. So it was strangers outside of Jerusalem coming to the Passover, just like the Andrians, what do you call it? Alexandrians. They was some of the main people that was keeping the Passover still. Because like Apostle said, under the Greek Empire, under Alexander, he let us keep his our laws and our customs. He just taxed us. But when Antiochus Epiphanes came, he's like, hey, and it led up to the Maccabean revolt and all that. Like he was like, nah, we killed him. Put strenuous things up on him.
Yep. It's verse 3, and I saw one of the heads as it were wounded to death.
Yeah, that was the Roman Empire. And then coming back, it says wounded because, we were ruling for 1,000 years almost. Now, because you had Vespasian in them. You have Vespasian, Titus, and Domitian.
Yep.
And Titus with a great campaign and what even Nero did. There was a lot of stuff that went down among us. They even expelled us at points of 40,000, 50,000 of us out of for instigating trouble, whatever.
Yep, and just like it also said, like we said, how to exercise the power of the first beast. Like we said in the last scripture, when you read the second chapter, Augustus was the one who first made taxes on the earth, man. Yeah. That's why taxes is heavy over here, man. Yeah. That's the same Roman spirit coming back, man.
And that's why even with Tiberius, Tiberius, I think the Jake, not the Tiberius that's ruling during the time of Yahweh Shai, but the Jake, he grew up in a Jew family, but he was encouraged, influenced by the system to be with them.
Yep.
So he basically turned his back on his own people.
Yep.
So coming into after you have Vespasian and Titus and them, Nero and all them, you got the 12 feathers with the apostles mentioned. Augustus, Julius. Yeah, you had Titus, Vespasian, Caligula, Otho, Galba.
And we named the other ones.
Yep. You had of course Nero,
Vespasian, Domitian, Nero, Titus.
Yep. After all that, the 5 good emperors came.
Yep.
And then you had Nerva, Trajan.
Yep. Marcus Aurelius,
Autonomous Pius. And you had
Galba, right?
Nah.
No, not Galba. It's what's the name? Hold up.
No, it was Trajan.
Yeah.
Hadrian.
Hadrian, that's the
Trajan, one. Hadrian.
Yep.
Marcus Aurelius, Nerva, and Autonomous Pius.
Yep.
So you had you had the good emperors.
Those are Jakes.
That broke up that Roman kind of system a little bit.
Those are Jakes.
That was Jakes. Then you had Septimius Severus that came along too. 325 AD, I think.
Yep, and he was a big part of casting Esau in the caves, man. Driving them into the caves, man.
Yeah, and you have people like Hannibal. He wanted to conquer all those Italian cities, all those, you know, got taken down. And the third, maybe the third or second, third Punic War. Got taken down by Scipio Africana.
Yep.
Africa was named after.
Yep.
So that lets you know how people was gearing to take them down. Most I didn't want that.
And Africanus was a Roman. He was a Roman general, man. So that's how you know he's an Edomite, man. That's why when our people say, "Oh, we from Africa," they don't understand the history, man. And they don't want to go really learn the history, man.
And the Moor is not a nation; it's just a nationality. It just means dark. You're dark skin.
Moranos.
Yeah, Moreno.
Yeah,
Moranos. Yeah.
Moranos.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know, Moranos, Moreno.
Yep.
However you want. Tomato. But like we said, those same Morenos was called crypto Jew, and that was a derogatory term for them.
It's just like they call us niggas today.
Yep.
It's always been like that. We always been a byword in the earth, man.
Yep.
Since we got cursed.
So black is a byword, man. It's not a nation.
Yeah.
It's not a nationality.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
Verse 3, and I saw one of the heads as it were wounded to death.
Yep, wounded to death, like as if it wasn't going to rise back up again.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
And his deadly wound was healed.
How was his deadly wound healed? The Renaissance, the rebirth. And they started knocking down Jake images and all that. They started painting over our images and all that.
That's why you see all the Roman sculptures, they got the nose took off. Because, you know, in the law, in the Levitical law, it talks about that, man. It talks about you know, how like a flat nosed man couldn't enter into the congregation, couldn't enter into the temple. You know?
Yeah, because that's significance with them calling us big nose and all that. You know? So they made sure, and then they just built new sculptures and shit. That's tore them completely down, built new sculptures. Mm-hmm. That's why Putin came out with the icons, the Russian icons, going back to black people and you know, prominent positions. Somebody got something on there?
No. I got a message saying that we ain't get no sound. It should be. Yeah, y'all don't hear no sound. You know, hear some sound. Just, you know, throw a thumbs up if you still hear it. So, continuing. So it says, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast.
Yeah, they wondered after that. So they like we said, it's the last leg of Rome. They really going after the Roman customs and following the Roman customs and the beast.
That's what our people are doing. Whenever you get too heavy into this system, you wandering after the beast. That's what you're doing.
That's why they waiting on this new technology.
Yep.
They be like, yeah, that makes sense. Robots and hey, we don't want to go to war. We don't want to send our children. It was an honor to go to war. It was an honor to lay down your life for your friend and your brethren. But now you just send robots like, yeah, that doesn't matter. There's no real, that's oil. There's no real ties and blood and honor and spirit that goes along with it. That's why America has no spirit no more. You know, the banners don't fly like they used to because they depending on this technology, missile defense systems. You know, when they hit you, prepare for war, like it says in Isaiah 9:5, garments rolled in blood, passion of shields and all that. They used to have a preparation for that. All right, by this time we should be ready for war. We be ready for that strike. They didn't strike right away, but now they just push a button. Yeah, fuck it, we'll just zip wide and fucking send the missiles off. But that's okay because that was designed too by the Most High, orchestrated by the Most High. We're gonna get that scripture. He created a smith. Blow it in the.
Yep.
So they think they setting up a battle formation, but the Most High is setting them up. They're toy soldiers to the Most High. Let me put Russia into play. Let me put America into play right here. Make them mighty. Make them mighty. Put Israel over here. Make them do some things. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that blow up the coals in the fire.
The smith is a weapon. That's why it says they call it Smith and Wesson, a gun.
Mm-hmm.
But now the modern day weapon is the missiles.
Yep. From them Oppenheimers, man.
Yep. The Oppenheimers that came our Rothschilds came from the Oppenheimers.
Them Germans, man.
Yep.
Which is basically in the scriptures teaming.
Yep.
Slock.
No, they're the same people. Like they took on our identity, man. With our identity, they just an average German. But German is us too. That was us too. We the form of all things. German comes from germ. Mm-hmm. When like you spreading your germs, they don't want a Negro beverages to spread. I don't want the Negro hands on me. I don't want his germs on me. We're the real Germans, Afro Germans, man. Go ahead.
And that's why, like when it said, when it talked about he was going to destroy these other nations, he said he'll make it desolate from teeming. He's going to take it all the way to them Germans, man.
Yeah.
You were Edomite, you coming all the way across the board for your ass.
Yeah, because what did they do? They had 1,600 Germans come. Operation Paperclip. Yep. There was supposed to be a secret alliance because they didn't want people to know that they was helping out Germans. They didn't come as captives over here in Germany. I mean, over here in America. They came. They were hired as scientists, engineers, and what is that other?
Scientists, engineers, and
keep forgetting that
technicians.
Technicians.
Yep.
They were hired, paid. You don't pay your enemy.
Yep.
Well, ain't Germans supposed to be Americans' enemy? That was right after the war, man.
And they in high-ranking officials.
Yeah, they was high-ranking.
Yeah.
So they came over here and created these, like they do today, lab experiments, H1N1. But their main thing is the bomb and the MOTB.
And they had some of them where they kind of came in, and a few of them, they was some of them generals were more vicious than others. So some of them kind of got scrutinized and kicked out after a while, but they were running big, high government official positions, man.
Yeah.
You know, ones that were actually making the concentration camps and teaching how to torture, you know, them so-called Jewish people over there, man, which are really Edomites.
Yep. In my bad, because they really exercising the MOTB because the like we said, the Oppenheimer, that was already established. They don't need to. All they need is a missile defense system, which they got, the Golden Dome. And now their main thing is the MOTB. So the scientists are trying to get real, even technically advanced with the MOTB. They still working on it, but they're going to eventually still use it. I mean, they don't like, hey, when it's time, you know what they say, they ain't going to have no time left. So most high shorten their time, so they're going to be like, some that they plan to 2050, they're going to use right now.
And for new believers, you know, that word MOTB, when we say that, we saying mark of the beast.
Yeah.
That's what we saying.
Yep.
You know, we ain't trying to get too technical. It's a simple phrase because you got to speak in code sometimes, man. Yeah. You know, that's how the apostles taught the elders to teach the younger men like me, you know, we speak in code sometimes. Yeah. You know?
Well, they speak in code too.
Yep.
We speak, most high got his own code.
And just like he said, like how they still working on it. Just like they got damn iPhone 17 out right now. Yep. That's how they gonna have the MOTB, man. Yep. They gonna have it where they got upgrades, certain upgrades, you know. And some people gonna have the lesser version. That's why some people gonna get cancer from this stuff because they ain't got the upgraded version. You know.
And they got certain political laws set into play with these other nations, old laws. And they'll try to go back to those old books. Well, we said we wouldn't strike. You know, we wouldn't do a pocket nuke to anybody, and then China be like, we didn't do that. So then they got to investigate and all that. But then anything can happen like that. So they be like, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the MOT. Let's go ahead and do the marketing. Let's go ahead and put it out because we ain't gonna be able to use it if we don't. Go ahead.
Because this system is failing. They need a new system.
So it was a rebirth. Rome came back. That was that daily wound being healed. Rebirth, and that was in the height of it's 1400. Started 1350, whatever, 1400s, and now you got the last leg of Rome right here. So, and like we said, around 1500, that's when the Spanish Inquisition ended, because it didn't have to be around. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella ended in 1478, but it didn't have to be. It was already established. So, you know, so that core of those elements of the beast was established, and then you had NATO in 1949. But why did it happen 1 year after the 48ers? Because they established Israel state. It was already done. So now let's do this Treaty of Rome and all that, which was in 1957. So all these things, elements was in place. Now they bring Trump out, and he's going to eventually end it. I mean, eventually put those things out there. He's a perfect guy for it, but if it ain't Trump, then it's going to be somebody else. But we believe it's Trump, Nero, reincarnation of Nero, Rome all over again. Go ahead.
And that bringing forth an instrument for his work.
Yeah, the instrument for his work. The missiles. That's the instrument. You know, when you shoot off what they call them, silos, when you shoot them, it makes a sound and shit. But it's the instrument. It's the sound of judgment too. That's the instrument, sound of judgment to this place. You're gonna hear it on the radio. You're gonna see it. They're gonna announce it on TV. Yeah, Russia has just shot a nuke, and guess who Trump gonna be? I don't know. I don't know where the most, but guess who he plan to be? Under the bunkers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think they said they're at least 1,600 feet down or something. Mm-hmm. They want to make sure they get far enough down with it. But Most High can rock the earth. And it said the earth is going to rock to and fro like a drunkard. So it's going to crush all them down there. And to survive, anybody that survived, we're going to pull out the hose anyway. Go ahead.
I have created the waster to destroy.
I've created the waster. Oppenheimer said, I become the destroyer of worlds. I become death. The missiles destroy and waste cities and lands. I think Apostle Dahar did how much power TNT got in it. They can add how much land mass that it covers of this amount of TNT. Like you have a Timothy, when he set off them bombs in the memorial downtown, we felt it over here 30 minutes away.
It's lucky. I forgot to say and I created the waste to destroy. It's lucky. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
I create the waste to destroy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do. They destroy lands and people. You know? So imagine 200 million missiles. It's destroying everything. I forget the apostles broke it down the radius of America each way. It says some miles each way. So the compass of this place can be easily destroyed by missiles. Mm-hmm. Over and over again. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
This is back to Revelation chapter 13, verse 13. And he doeth great wonders.
Doing great wonders, man. Like, and that's what happened to old Babylon. It was burning brimstone and fire and brimstone. This modern day Babylon, fire and brimstone, but it's going to be the last. They talking about no old Babylon. It's talking about this Babylon being destroyed because they talk about arrows reaching the other side of the earth, other side of the world that shot from the end of the world. We'll get that after. Shot from the ends of the world. That's a question that people are concerned about. Can Russian missiles, can China missiles reach America? They always ask that. Well, Most High is going to make it reach America. He stretches his arm out like judgment, man. Mm-hmm.
So that he make his fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Come on, that's what you look up where it say. You look up and see the missiles. And the chariots going to be set your ass.
And that main thing, the best demonstration that we have is when they bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki in World War II.
Destroyer of Worlds when he atom bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yep.
And they still affected to this.
They be having weird birds like they being born with twins being born, they skin together as two bodies in one and shit. That shit did, man.
use Agent Orange and stuff like that.
Yep. Verse 14, and deceiveth them.
That's why they gave the so-called reparations to the Japanese. But they didn't give us reparations for slavery. They burnt, grape robbed us and all that. They did worse than Hiroshima. That was a bomb of a 450 plus year bomb or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
We talked about the miracles of the beast. And it's a miracle too. His technology is a miracle to people. The MOTB, like, mark of the beast, it's gonna advance, so to speak, promise to advance people's reality and their even their suffering. It says, you take away, you can get a prosthetic limb and you can have a chip in it or whatever. You can make children see again with they got those bionic eye implants or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Make children, and those were old TV shows like Bionic Man and all the robot stuff. That ain't nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
It was Matrix movie. They thought that was it was just the what do you call it, the graphics and the high definition advanced, but they was making robot movies way back in the day. Twilight Zone had a lot of robot type of stuff movie.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
He had power to do in sight of the beast, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, and which has
symbolic for their imagination of what the system can bring into play. Because if it was Caesar Bush, yeah, like you say, you pull out that every time. Yeah, I lost my Caesar Bush. Yeah,
I lost my picture of JC. That don't make no damn sense, man.
Yeah, man. And they ain't gonna have all these people congregate around the city in one place. All come to America to worship this image and shit.
Nah, it's just gonna be spread out across the four corners of earth. Esau gonna be ruling them regions.
Yeah, with the MOTB.
Mm-hmm.
They're using it already in Sweden, man.
Yup.
That's a test market over there, man. See how people, then Sweden people come out. They like, I've been having the chip for 10 years. It's been doing great.
Mm-hmm. So that image is that system, that global system.
Yeah, the imagination of this devil, this system.
That's why they had that, you showed that video that said what they think the world would look like in 2060, 2080, 100 years from now. They got it all looking AI and shit, all perfect looking at.
Those things how it's gonna look in 2050.
Yep.
Flying cars and all that. They showed you that in the Jesse. When did the Jesse come out?
That and Back to the Future.
And Fifth Element.
Yep.
A lot of movies, they always put that they ideas into movies, man. That's why we movie buffs over here, GMS, because it says a lot how they think, but we know how they think. Most High says, and with us, they continue house of forever, meaning they want to be more advanced to keep up with, how to live forever. They trying to make a pill that you live forever.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to put that design in the chip that you can reproduce your cells with that chip. That it'll read. How you override something in the computer, and how you renew something in the computer. You just overwrite it, and it'll come back. They'll try to do, like, if you have cancer, they'll just override cancer, and now you don't have it. That's what they want.
Yep, because that's why they were saying like they made that movie Lucy. Yep. Where like they go to a certain capacity of the brain, and then they be able to control other humans. Yep. That's what they're trying to do with the MOTB. Yep. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, because Lucy, they put that pill in her. It was a physical thing they put inside Lucy. Yep. And then she went all across the world, and she went back to the beginning and with an ape named Lucy. Yeah. But we didn't come from apes. That's what these dummies don't. The average Americans dumb as hell. We didn't come from apes. Yeah. We wasn't even an ape-like mind state. When he said he made man in his own image, he said he shall have dominion over the fish of the fowls of the air, the fish of the sea. He had dominion over all these beasts. He didn't say he was a damn monkey or animal.
Yeah,
or,
and you
or,
know that
yeah, go ahead.
that's the same thing they do in the Roman and Greek mythology, where they had the Most High touching the son's finger like that, in the cathedrals, that's the same shit.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, and that's where they get ET from.
Yep.
Remember, he had that finger.
Yep. That's all that same
and
thing.
Where did ET? I said ET. Where did ET come from? The chariot.
Yep.
That was he was basically a worm. It says thou worm Jacob. They know what they doing. That was basically an old black man. And then he came lived among the Edomites. He's like, I got to get the fuck out of here. ET phone home. They try to put him on his put him on a phone, a real phone. He's like, no, fuck, I got power. Get the hell out of here. They try to show him American ways, put him on a bike. He was like, what the hell is this? I came from a chariot.
Verse 15, he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, but the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Yeah, the system. If you ain't down with the set, you go ahead and say, put up. You worship Serge Bashir, all right? Send him to the lion, send him to the water, the chopping block. Serge Bashir, you wanna worship him or not? It's talking about this system, and the system is designed and based on this MOTB, based on a chip, a single chip, man. What did Esau do? Sold his birthright for a morsel of meat. A morsel of this chip is going to rule the world. He even said that. He said it was a movie. He said all this system is designed off of this one chip. He even said in the Matrix, they said they want to turn the human into this. Spirit and all that, they want to change it to. He took the battery, like a little battery, yeah, a little chip. You have a little battery that operates a whole car and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You be like, what's operating that thing? You would think it'd be mass as the car. You look at it like this shit. Yeah, they want a little MOTB to operate your whole soul, your whole the being. Go ahead.
Verse 16, and he caused of all, both small and great, rich and poor.
Wait a minute. They hold Cedar Boys here, maybe like you it's your time to be up. They be like, so you want to worship Cedar Boy? Yeah, or not. You start running and shit. You can't run with the MOTB, they tracking you. You like, let that nigga go. We gonna turn it off. We can't turn a picture off and shit.
Hold up. Yeah, you good.
Yeah. You know?
It still should be up. Yep.
So the picture can only speak 1,000 words. It can't make you do shit.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And he caused both small and great, rich and poor,
yep,
free and bond,
yep,
to receive a mark in their right hand.
So they receive it in their right hand. Go ahead.
Or in their foreheads.
You talked about that, you know. And when you look up forehead, it means the center of your head. So it's almost like the pineal. I mean, the third eye and all that.
And that's that neural link, man. That stuff that
your inner spirit of your third eye, your thoughts, and they want to see your thoughts, man. They ain't playing around. That's why they got scientists that put everything on the damn cell screen and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they got blood testing. That's why they got what you call it, when they want your plasma.
Yep.
They putting that shit on there to see if there's a God gene or if it's anything that, that's why they have that forensic files, man. They'll take a strand of your hair, your saliva, and then they so they want some physical examination of physical element, and they trying to, like Elon Musk with the neural link, your brain, it connected to your brain patterns and shit, and your cells.
And even the Edomites know that that's what's coming, because they doing like little, how they do little memes where they be joking around, where they had two Edomites that was sitting there saying 2030, if you got the neural link and you think it's negative or something that's not good for you, it showed them getting electrocuted on the couch. They'll act like they was getting electrocuted on the couch and shit. That's the kind of power they're gonna have in that motherfucker, man. You ain't gonna want to take that thing, man.
That's that grievous sword. They'll just make a grievous sword from your ass.
Yep.
Or it'll cause a grievous. Go ahead.
Yep. Verse 17, that no man might buy a
You can't buy yourself. Going back to the economics, but he had a taxing law. Economics, man. America has a taxing law today, and they enter economics deep. That's the second part of the beast.
Because you never know, that thing is gonna be connected to your nerves. They could just cut the chip off, and your ass can't even walk no more. You just fall on the ground and shit. Can't even move and shit, man. That shit gonna be connected to your whole your system, man. Your biometric
we
system.
talked about it, we talked about numbers every now and then, 3 and 6 and all that, and how it's designed as with the witchcraft of this place.
Yep.
You know, so when you take that chip, it's set up to as those numeric numbers to where you know you calculate everything you buy is calculated. So if you buy a gun and then you murder somebody like 2 weeks later, they're gonna be like, well, they ain't gonna have to ask, search the stores of where you went. Was it this place, that place? It's gonna be on your chip.
They're gonna be able to see through your eyes too. It's gonna be connected to your vision. They don't know how many times you use the bathroom in a day.
It's funny you say that because they said they had it on YouTube where they could take something from your eye or examine your eye and see what kind of all the diseases you have. You know, so that neural link, that more MOTB, that chip is gonna be designed with your whole body. Y'all gonna become one. And that's a blasphemous thing to the Most High. That's corruption.
Because
that's the temple being defiled. You basically worse than Antiochus Epiphanes. You defiling the temple, man.
Yep, Esau trying to make his own temple. Basically, he's trying to take, because Jake made the internet. He's trying to take that and use it against Jake and basically make the humans where everything's formatted and you're gonna do certain things, man. They're gonna control